debate, what we've seen is he has a track record of winning. And he had a track record of winning even when the polls said at the beginning of the contest he wasn't going to. I mean, his first race in London, I think the Conservatives were 17 points behind. And he managed to pull off a victory. The referendum, I mean, nobody thought that Leave would be able to win. He led that referendum. So I think when push comes to shove, his track record speaks for itself. And that's because he's a fantastic campaigner. And he has a great set of ideas about spreading educational opportunity for everybody, infrastructure investment, to make sure that all parts of our country share in our prosperity. It's important to me as a Northern MP. And people talk about that, they feel it. I think Boris connects with that. And he will have a message to those people that will make them think, yes, here's someone who can deliver for us, as he did in London, and I want to back him.
Now, you voted to leave the EU, I think I'm right in saying. What's Boris Johnson told you about his plans to leave? Because there are some people who look at the range of opinion that he's attracted in the Conservative Party and think, how on earth is he going to have a Brexit policy that keeps Matt Hancock happy in the one corner and Steve Baker happy in the other? What's he said to you?
Well, first of all, I don't think it's a bad thing that he has attracted support from all wings of the party. I think that's absolutely what you should be looking for in the next Prime Minister. That's the job that they have to do. And the fact that he's been able to do that is a good thing. And I think he said the same thing to me that he said to everybody. And I think this is where, in contrast to some of the other candidates who have had slightly different positions over time,
so what has he,
with absolute clarity, he said the same thing, is that we will leave the European Union on the 31st of October. That's his express will, and he will work very hard to deliver that.
So is that a cast-down guarantee? Because that's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of.
Yeah, no, what he has said is very clearly he is prepared to walk away without a deal if that's what it takes to leave.
Will he do it?
Yeah, and of course he will do it. He said crystal clear that he will do it, and it's right that he does prepare for that. But he's also said that's not his preference. His preference is not to walk away without a deal. His preference is to renegotiate with our European friends and allies, find a constructive way to leave. But it's absolutely right and responsible that we do prepare for no deal in order to maximise our hand at the negotiating table and make sure that we're best prepared. And he'll do that with conviction. And I think that's what the British people deserve. Someone fighting very hard for us in Brussels, but determined to deliver on the will of the referendum and get us out of the EU by the end of October.
There's been a bit of consternation among some of your colleagues about comments that Boris Johnson made about renegotiating within the implementation period. I think we just about have time to quickly show what David Lidington had said. That's the wrong one. There we go. The implementation period is actually part of the withdrawal agreement. No deal exit equals no withdrawal agreement equals no implementation period. I mean, he's wrong there, isn't he?
Well, there's a range of different ways one could leave. One is with the existing withdrawal agreement, but this agreement has not passed Parliament three times. So we do clearly need a different way to leave. It could be this withdrawal agreement with changes to the backstop, which is an obvious place to start.
But the point is that you can't renegotiate within the implementation period if there's no deal, can you? Because it's part of the withdrawal.
Well, what you will be negotiating during an implementation period, if that's where we end up, is the exact form of the future relationship. And that's something that Boris has been very clear about. He wants to have a future relationship with the EU, where of course there are friends and allies, but we must have control over our borders, our laws, our trading relationships. And those are all the things, the detail of which we can work out during an implementation period. And Boris has been very clear he will deliver on that when we get to that point.